I want to talk about the show in just a moment, but let's start with the Utah Jazz. You had quite the playoff win this week over LA. How are you feeling about the playoffs?
Well, it was an exciting night. We haven't been in these territories often, so it was good for our younger team in this experience space together. My wife got to come, to the game for the first time, and we got to enjoy being owners together.
I noticed you spent some time checking in with Donovan Mitchell. I know you're a mentor of sorts to him. You talked to him, and then all of a sudden he puts up 32 points in the second half. What did you say, Coach?
Oh, nothing. Please don't give me credit for it. Donovan is a young superstar in our game. All the credit goes to Donovan Sr. and Miss Nicole and Jordan Mitchell, his family, for really, man, they built an amazing young man. His talents on the court we haven't even seen him scratch the surface of where he can go.
As you probably know, one of the criticisms right now of the league is this idea that you've got about maybe 6 or 7 super teams, like the Brooklyn Nets, for instance. It doesn't make for a lot of competition during the regular season. What do you say to that?
So the NBA is our job, in whether it's from a player standpoint, from ownership standpoint, our job is to entertain, right? It's entertainment. And so, sometimes the entertainment comes all in one package together. You get KD, you get Kyrie, you get Harden. Or sometimes it comes, one guy here, one guy there. So I just think we should just continue to just enjoy sports for what it is.
Let's talk about another game for a moment. This game show that you now produce and host, The Cube. I caught it. You seem like a bit of a natural, like you've done this before. Were you a fan of game shows before this?
Yeah, well, I've done it in my house with my family. When it's family night, you got to host game shows now. But just like everybody, man, growing up in the 90s, it was back in the day with all the, the Double Dares of the world, all these great TV, all these great game shows. I grew up on a show in Chicago called The Bozo Show. I don't know if a lot of people know about it, but every morning, you know about The Bozo Show, Craig?
It came on WGN.
Brother, every morning before I went to school, I looked at that show religiously, thinking that one day I will get a chance to get on that show and I'll be able to change my family's fortune. So to be in this position now, to be able to be now a host of a game show, an executive producer of one, and to be in that same position to help families be able to change not only their families, but community's fortune, man, I couldn't pass up the opportunity.
How do you describe The Cube to a stranger?
You got to beat 7 games. You get 9 lives to do so. And also you get 2 assists, one from The Cube and one from me. And you can win $250,000. And then the show outside of The Cube with the contestants is where you get a chance to know a little bit about them and understand why they're there. And those are going to be the moments that's really going to connect everyone.
I wonder, obviously, NBA, great. When people stop you on the street now, do they recognize D. Wade from basketball, or do they recognize him from the game show? Do they recognize him from like the ownership group? Or I mean, you wear like 6 hats now. When people stop you, what are they like? D. Wade, hey, the guy from
They say Shady Baby's father, Kavya James' father, Gabrielle Union's husband. It's so many things come before my basketball accolades nowadays. But it's cool, man. It's like, Craig, we get into this space in sports, and sometimes you put into this box. That's all you have, that's all you can do. And, I've been lucky enough to be able to kind of break out of that box and expand, my reach a little bit in my arms. And it's all because I have people who believe in me, that's around me, to help push me up and elevate me, to make me believe that anything is possible. And I'm just trying to show the kids and others alike, that it is, if you continue to strive to be great and continue to evolve.
We appear to be on the back end of this pandemic finally. How have the Wades been managing during all of this? How have you guys been living?
We've been fine, man. I think we all have learned something about ourselves throughout this pandemic. I think we've all learned something about the people that's close to us that we call loved ones throughout this pandemic. But, our biggest thing, too much is given, much is required. We've been given so much, and our biggest thing is to make sure that we turn our attention to others at this time in need. And so that's what we've been doing as a family, trying to uplift our community. Myself, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, we started a social change fund throughout this pandemic, to try to make sure that we're supporting the individuals in the community that's doing the real work. And my family do the same thing in the Wade Family Foundation. We're really focused on healthcare providers for the LGBT community and so forth and so on. So, man, it's about others, more so than ourselves.
Father's Day, as you know, coming up in just a few days. You became a dad, if I'm not mistaken, at the age of 20. So you've been doing this a long time. Any advice out there for dads as we head into this Father's Day?
Good luck. No, man, you don't know if you're doing it right. You just try to make sure that all the lessons that you've learned in life, the ones that were good lessons, you try to take those good lessons, you try to apply that to your kids' thinking, and the lessons that you learned that were bad ones, you try to make sure that they don't step into those same landmines, right? And then you be there to help them throughout the process. When they do fail, you be there to help pick them up. I've been able to have a kid. Zaire is 19 years old. Cobb is 2 years old. And I've been able to see kids in different generations at different times in different parts and places in my life. And it's helped me grow a lot. It's helped me be a better parent and be a better person, because I've seen that all kids are not alike and you can't treat them as such.
Your daughter specifically, a while back, I remember reading and hearing some of the comments on social media, the way that you and your wife handled it could not have been classier. How have you navigated that part of it specifically?
Yeah, it's made me grow. I didn't know anything really. I wasn't knowledgeable at all about the LGBTQ plus community. What it has done is it opened my eyes and opened my ears to to something greater and bigger than I. And my daughter has allowed us gracefully to be her support system. She's the strong one in this family. She's the hero. It's my wife. It's our family's job to make sure that we listen to her. We listen to the doctors. We ask questions, and we formulate our own ideas of how Zaya should be and should be raised in this world. And we don't allow others to do that for us.
I would contend, as a father of two small children, that yes, she is courageous, but clearly you and your wife created the kind of environment where she felt comfortable coming to you and saying, hey, this is who I am, this is who I've been, I need your help. And as you know, a lot of families don't have that.
Well, you know what, Craig, I think the one thing I also have noticed throughout this, and this is not giving anyone a crutch. I mean, we all have to grow in our own times, and we have to get there. But one thing I have been able to realize is that my family and I are in a blessed position to be able to sit back and actually to be able to watch our kids and look at them holistically. And we don't have to put our dreams and our hopes on them. We don't have to say, y'all got to pay these bills because, dad need help or mom needs help. And so we are fortunate enough to be able to take a step back, allow our kids to develop and grow into who they're going to become, and then now go in and parent and mold them where they are. And so everyone don't have those same fortunes. We definitely understand that, but it's our job, since we are living this life and we are public figures, is our job as quote unquote models in the world, to make sure that we sharing our experiences, to help others think differently, or just see other sides of the world. It's not just one way.
You have so many titles: father, husband, entrepreneur, New York Times bestselling author, executive producer, Oscar winner. I could go on and on. Of the titles you have, is there one that means more to you than the others?
Yeah, Dad. Those are the greatest words I ever hear. I want the next generation of Wades to look different, to be different, and to continue to evolve. So when I hear my kids say Dad, man, my heart melts every single time. Even
when it's Dad, can I? Or Dad, do you have? Or Dad, can we? And you're like, oh, man.
I don't like, just like every parent, you be like, oh. But at the end of the day, it's making me better, man. It's like, it gives me life. Like, I'm at this age in life where I'm looking through the lenses of their lives, and I'm so excited about the potential of their lives. And it's not even about me no more. I told the kids, I said, listen, honestly, Pops made enough money for himself where he can just ride off in the sunset. I'm working for you and your kids and their kids, so forth and so on. And I just love the fact that, my kids understand that, they understand where we came from and where we're trying to go. And, they're ready to attack this world and do the same thing. So, man, I'm in a blessed position to be called a parent to all my amazing kids.
What do they think of the Cube? What do they think of the game show?
Oh, man, listen, I want our ratings to be amazing. I want everybody to tell me how great it is, but nothing felt better than sitting on the couch with Zaya, watching the Cube for the sneak peek, and seeing that neither one of us wanted to leave, because we had somewhere to go and neither one of us wanted to leave, because it was that good. And we were in there talking together and communicating about what's next. And like, I didn't film the show. So it was so great, man. I cannot wait to sit around the TV with my family tomorrow and watch the premiere. I never thought the game show host would be a part of my resume, but after everything I went through, everything I experienced with each contestant, we're trying to learn how to read off teleprompter, trying to learn how to remember the rules of the game, trying to do all these things. It was one of my greatest. I felt when I walked away, I was like, man, this was a great accomplishment for me, because it was something that I didn't just come natural for me. I had to really work at it. And so this game show, I think, is going to be great. I'm excited for families to be able to sit down and have something to enjoy together.
What haven't you done that you want to do?
I think it's so much more, man. You know,
What is left?
Man, Craig, I don't know. But one thing I do know, I'm going to continue to keep an open mind. You know, I'm going to continue to walk through doors that, you know, may be open and it may be dark and I can't see inside of them. If I trip and fall, I got a great support system to help pick me up. And if I continue to fly, I'm going to bring everybody with me.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.